Working in simulation and in the simulator has been ongoing for at least 2 years on this year's car project. Obviously looking at everything from the normal things we do of aerodynamic performance, aerodynamic characteristics, but also with a change to the new power unit, there's a huge amount of learning we can do there. Initially setting all the bases of what the design target should be and the various trades, but then also more recently we've now got the race drivers in the simulator working through all the different power unit strategies, so how to best use the engine, the ERS, fuel trading. I think that I think certainly the race drivers found that very useful, very informative in preparing for the tests. We've already worked through Bahrain and Jerez. There will be again a lot more use you'll get from that, from preparing for each event. I mean, certainly with the rules being so new, preparing for each race at the start, I think we will see the race drivers in getting used to all, getting used to the track, but more than doing car setup work, working on how to best optimise the strategies for qualifying and for race. So maybe once we've learnt towards the end of the year, that'll become less important, but certainly at the moment it adds huge value to the preparation for the race weekend. Well, I think the regulations don't really affect the pit stop strategies and the design of the car for pit stops, so to speak. I think there will be quite a strain on the way we go racing, but more in the preparation and getting the car ready for the next event and working on the car in session. I mean, there's a huge increase in the complication and a huge increase on the workload, both on the engineers trying to work out exactly how to optimize it or to solve some very complicated problems, and also for the team in general, the mechanics working on engine and chassis. The workload does go up quite dramatically with the rule change. Coming back to pit stops, I think in reality that's more affected by the aero directions you take and how hard you make things, to fit and remove wheels and things like that, than anything else. So that's not really affected by the rule changes that we've had this year. Race strategy wise, there will be some races where we run flat out with no restrictions, such as Monaco. There'll be others where there'll be a reasonably significant amount of fuel saving to be had. I suppose we go to Melbourne, we've got either the best or the worst of both worlds. So it's a high fuel consumption circuit, and I'm sure we've got to get used to learning the strategies and the basic strategies for saving fuel, but then also strategically, where do you want to go quick, where do you want to go slow, because you can change the pace of your car by plus or minus a second depending on what fuel or energy you want to use on any particular lap. So studying a race and trying to predict what the other people are doing becomes a step more complicated than it has been in certainly in the recent past. I guess I've been around long enough that I did see the end of the turbo era and it sort of moving into the normally aspirated engines. Although that was a reasonable change, it was nothing compared to the power unit regulation changes that we have for this year. I think certainly on the power unit it's the biggest change we've ever had, certainly in recent history or my recent history. The aero rules, yes, they're a reasonable change, but it's not as dramatic, I would say. You combine the two, there's lots of interesting, exciting challenges for all of us there. Both on the chassis side, the aero side. There's challenges on getting the car to the weight limit as well as optimising the power unit. So there's certainly the whole design team all through the company has been challenged, and we'll see in Melbourne where we are.